I'm going to read the last section straight through. It's called Friends as Footnotes. We buried Terry beyond the orchard, Mark and I digging in the half-frozen earth, laid her to rest as best we could. Awkward phrases, it doesn't make much sense. Fell asleep late afternoon, came up for supper, first snow of the season falling just beyond the edges of the room. The night before Ellie's 29th birthday, death is such a sudden thing. Lies seem useless, time-wasting. Try to live your life honestly. St. Anne, there is no point in hiding. The frozen faces, memories, the friends. There are so many things you don't understand. As if ignorance were mercy God rewarded with heaven. Hell a function of wisdom. Wisdom the quality of cursing. The white flows, over everything the color gathers. I had prayed it would. First friend I've lost in years, Visvaldis said. Crying, he held her body in his arms. There are no charms we know, no spells against the freak occurrence. Steps out of nowhere, drags us down. We meet death, it is unexpected. You saints, these poems are prayers. I don't give a fuck for your history. Father in heaven, protect her soul. Accept this gift of energy. 3 fingers, 4 bells, a spell against corruption, against hell. In the midst of life we are in death. Draco, the dragon's wings clipped, the old lores forgotten. Craft, as I told Visvaldis, that sense of pride gone. Drove out the 401 the week before, west into the darkness, rain falling all around us. Ellie and I driving into what we did not know, trusting that white line to guide us. 2 days later, ill in bed, something closes down around me. Search the catalogue of likes. It is not there. Always you are conscious the world is not encompassed. Only the words you trust to take you through to what place you don't know. The next breath, moment, time, and falling again, St. Anne. Your hand moves over my face. I am seized with trembling. Death in the room removes the window's glass. This is that place you dreaded. Something's clear. That dark cloud which is nothing draws you nearer as you knew it would. Waiting for the phone to ring, you are ruled by your anticipation of what you'll miss, the futility of living one step out of sync with the present. Your words rush ahead, prefacing your acts, prophesy your misdirection. Stop. Silence enters the room, fills up the corners you empty with noise and rambling, gambling everything on listening. When the silence comes, it is silent. When death comes, there is absence and you can't hear. For St. Rita and St. Orme, this formless poem, as death was when it came near. For St. Anne, these 12 lines for understanding. A 13th for luck, a 14th to fear. Older than atoms, older than me, I am old. O God, today I am. The cold knowledge warms me. Finite, I reach for the infinite. Wishing for your presence here beside me, St. Anne. I am as old as you are old. The same hand moves inside our skins. Each other's puppets we cling unknowingly, fill up our longing with whispering. A week's illness lingers. Walking through the street, the ghost presence beckons. Where will you lead me? The one thing always I had feared, my own rashness, killing myself on whim. I carry shotgun shells in my pocket, blow my brains out in a department store. Shocked faces, my own surprise, folding slowly on the floor, silent as I had never been in life. I watch the streets fill with cars, the presence lingers, walks behind me home, who am alone when I choose to be, happy when I let joy in, knowing some change is imminent, fear that changing. Later there is quietness and love, as later there should be, after the after. Lord, how I love thee, let's love in. Words archaic when the feeling is, we walk in the shadows or step out, free. Today the words flow, links form no awareness of the letters, move as blocks, piling up. The poem compared to everything it isn't, being always what it is, St. Anne, a conversation. Is that love? Death is real, or sensed is, as death is always, a feeling that's lived with, tingling in the cock, scratch with my pen, try writing. The taxi driver in Edmonton kept telling me about his baby, how she was expecting him to bawl her. Meanwhile, he'd promised his wife a night out. After all, it was her birthday. And last night, shaken by my reading in Calgary, I dreamt you all dead, St. Rand and St. Anne too, and woke up not knowing what to do. There's nothing here. Only the clouds stretch out towards the red horizon, sun already sunk from view. The light blue turns darker. I can't see you. As the voices said, you left it long ago, never did return, except to burn as thoughts I can't control, only to live inside my head. Insane line of pubic hair, my tongue goes down into language. Speech that close to original birth, a sense of worth comes only with struggling. Fuck you all, saints, dream world of half-remembered death. I loved you all, it nearly killed me. There is another world I've lived in all my life. Took my own mind for my wife when just a kid and hid there. Made you up out of my breathing in that place. Some sort of space made being bearable. How come Gupta's raft goes as fast as Tom's outboard? And how come the current of the Ganges River is the same as the current of Rill River? This morning there is only this morning. Where yesterday morning stood, the sun comes up, its position altered, not to mention this strange town. What am I doing here? 500 miles from Edmonton, 500 miles from Calgary, 500 miles from Prince Rupert, 500 miles from Vancouver. I guess you'd say I'm in the middle of something, big or little, or not remembered at all, waking up tomorrow knowing you are dead, St. Rand, sonless, fatherless, life slipped out of your hands. I try to keep mine together long enough to know what it is. A man had a bed in a van. Did it jog? Can a man nap in a van? A bad pup got mud on a rug. Lil, get a wet rag. Ron had a red cap on. Did Ron get it wet? Objectivity, something to be understood. Sniff your armpits, whether or not they smell good. The girl approached me when the reading ended. Her own experience with Christ, wanted to share it with me, loving as she said she did say, the religious sense in my poems. Knowing you were all dead, St. Rand, what could I say? People, how I lose myself in you. As Stein saw it, the difference between identity and entity, it is so much more soothing to live with memory. Even now, seated in this bus, having just flown into Vancouver, the ache in my chest, Christ, it always returns. Like last night, Barry Joy, Marine, and me getting drunk at Mavis's place. There is a sense of space or time goes missing. The I is always clear. It's just the we, forcing a retreat to memory. I define myself too often by what went before. She is right, you know, St. Rand. Stein did say, the hardest thing is making the present continuous, living day to day. Now that you are dead, you are all here. No history to make it difficult. Fences, cars, the window rattles in the pane. I want to explain, as composition does, only this present moment, now actually past. I only stop writing when I cease to flow, free to address you all by name that day I want to. End rhyme, the final resolution. A way, I suppose, of having it all make sense. Tenses, no surprises. The rhythm determined by the last line. Oh, I'm just fine, I am, yes, and sure, you know, it'll be my pleasure. Oh, yes, no, I will look you up, though. A certain drift, looking out the window at the snow, late January, North Vancouver, maybe a ship will come to harbor finally, make all our poems come true. Sensing as I do the poem's levels, I am conscious of the tone. Dave, Pat, and I talking. Dave read me letter to St. Orme. We'd talked for 2 days, or anyway, it seemed, you know. And Pat had told me of the time in Kaministiquia, her and Dave living in a one-room cabin. Dave drove himself crazy, writing 8 to 12 hours a day. She didn't know how to take him. Memory is like this, trying to make it clear. Barb married Wayne a year before Dave and Denny met. And yet that party Dave and Denny threw, I did mention, yes I did, Barb came to. I'd come back to town, briefly, feeling in the room the tension Barb and Denny felt. What did Dave do? And Dave and Denny, hell, I never knew. Visited them in Montreal, their last try at making marriage work. Just after, I guess, Dave met Pat. What does it matter? It's only the moment we exist in establishes flow, some form to make the words intelligible. Remembering I began this section the day Terry died, and here I am, 3,000 miles away, still crying. You're dead. Your life is lived. Standing on the ferry's deck carried me over to this island yesterday. What is it haunts me? Andy, Dave, and I, our histories linked. Will it always be this way? The two brothers and me, friends? How many years? Is it 10 or 12 or... Listen, please, St. Anne. I know you're dead, but could I bother you one more time? One prayer for Dave, one prayer for me, one prayer for Pat, one prayer for Andy. St. Anne, could you set us free? Early morning, Victoria's streets. We are all linked, all of us who use the language now, tied. Talking with Phyllis through Kropotkin poems, how she'd first realized the importance of questions reading Joyce's portrait. Focus in. Language is, not was. Words that particular form the sky is, gray and restless. Watching yourself dream. The speech is gathering. What'll we say next time, after the city's dead, after the fantasy that is North America crumbles? What'll we do if we're left, knowing the people we thought weren't listening weren't? It is simple. Hell, a complex vision of heaven, operating as a curse does, brings you down. We spend too much time comforting each other, thinking that way I did riding the bus out this evening. People, none of whom I knew, we sat beside each other, wrapped in our separate silences. People, where do you go before you believe in what you know? And all this talking in my head, how much of it said when I die, some lonely night like this, waves wash the deck, listing. Worthlessness, the feeling grips me, having seen friends, old ones, the family, again, sit down to prayer, you are all dead. No one to talk to this moment, someone walks through the door, will I tell them? There is finally or soon only the breath-breathed words spoken, no distinction of class or worth. Why do I feel so hopeless, as if I had nothing to give? Take it away, the sky gone blue or gray, the snow falls beyond the city, my window can't see. You're dead. I can't see your face register the disbelief or sorrow my face shows, knowing nothing, not even enough to say, I know this thing, and say it. Sleepless night, nothing takes shape. The poem is spoken as an ode is to love. O God, the trees, the gentle birches, oaks, the language, lung wage, everything I owe to you, oh, everyone, every one of you. The night takes form in poems, is sung is as the heart is, beating, leaving you a song, sung as the sullen art gains presence, knowing you alive, my life, my saints, my witnessed all your death each night for weeks, the agony, living now as energy, flows from my fingers into these poems. Oh God, you are dead, dead, dead. Christ, you are dead, dead, dead. What can I do? Who shall I be? I can't see you anymore. No direction, sign, or longing. Only the space behind my eyes screaming. You are dead, 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 dead. No joy to feel, though I free you gladly. No chain of words to bind you to me. How can I live who cannot be without you? Knowing you are dead, 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 dead. Dead, you are dead, no longer to live or walk in comfort. Only the skies empty my tears. Hell, I could fill the space with moaning. Oh, you are gone and I am left. Lonely, Father, I am lonely, Father, Father, I am lonely. Knowing they are dead, dead, dead. They are dead, they are dead, dead, dead. And I'm lonely, Father, I am lonely, Father, Father, I am lonely, Father, I am.